My name is Leslie Stauder. I'm a resident at Countryside Manor, a wonderful place for me since I need so much done for me. When you get up in that age, I'm 92 years old now, you need as much help as you can get. So I really appreciate being here. So the subscription, selected service subscription, everybody had to register for the draft. And I registered for the draft, but instead of they picked me out, I went to the Navy recruiting office and I signed up there. Then they asked me to get some recommendations on your qualifications, what you want to do. So I went to the superintendent of schools and different mills I worked at and lumber yards, people I worked for, and I was really accepted. I got a rate, a third class carpenter. Third class carpenter's mate. So then we stayed in the States for a couple of months, and then we got different trainings in Mississippi and the West Coast and the East Coast. And then finally they sent us to the West Coast and we got aboard a ship. I was really astonished how big a ship is. I never did see a ship before. So we got put on there and then they gave us a sea bag with different things in there, to take care of us, our needs. So then we went to Hawaiian Islands and we went to a Navy station where they congregate until they find something or accumulate what they're going to do with us. In the meantime, they always put you to work doing something, I got into a roofing gang. I put on shingles and hot tar, everything else for storage, for equipment. And incidentally, I could see all the smoke rising from the Arizona coming out of the water. That still was in the water, see?
And what year was that, Les, that you were doing all that?
What's that?
What year was that?
1942.
And you could still see it smoking from 1941.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, it took me a couple of months to get in there.
Yeah.
December 7th, that's the end of 1941. So 42 was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
In April of 42, I got into there. So then we went to Midway. Midway is 1,200 miles west of the Pearl Harbor. And then they say Midway then it's another 1,200 miles to Japan. And then here we go. So like I say, I was there just for about a month or so when a siren goes off and I had to get in with a bunch of Marines to shoot 90 Miller shells out there. Then the Battle of Midway was going on outside. I thought it was our planes, the dive bombers that we had on Midway, but actually it was from the carriers they had because it was really building up. So after we did a good job, incidentally I seen Franklin D. Roosevelt came there on the island, and I watched him through binoculars. Of course, you couldn't get close to him because the CIA had guarded him so close in there. He was there to meet, getting ready to meet Stalin in Yalta. That's closest to Japan. That's close to Russia. And it was going to be unconditional surrender of Japan. And he thought, we told him that we were on his side. Because then we were there, a couple of months, building storage facilities and heavy equipment that had built runways for airplanes, you know, in large. So then we got assigned to a different place, another island, further west, closer to Japan, the Marianas. That it was discovered by or possessed by Germany, but then Japanese overrun it. They took it over, but we had to fight for that, and we finally got that. And then I'm on Tinian. That was a beautiful island, and we were not allowed to associate with the natives, you know. So we built. Getting ready for that airstrip for these big planes, you know, these B-29s and 4-engine bombers, and we got that built. And we built vessels, you know, so we have facilities for anybody coming there. I mean, especially like these B-29 pilots, they were all colonels, you know. They had to use a lot of sense. They had to be very intelligent, you know, to pilot a plane like that. Well, anyhow, I got up there and I used to watch the planes, you know, take off, and they would go and bomb Japan, just regular bombs, you know. But we heard that there was a big bomb up there, but we didn't know it was the atomic bomb. So then I don't know if I seen here the plane that bombed Japan with the atomic bomb was the Enola, named after the pilot's mother. And that was the end of Japan, boy, after that. So in the meantime, we were all going to go home. Then the skipper says, "I want you to stay here for a while, I got a job for you." I go, "Well, boy, now what?" I had 42 men, and we were going to build an enclosure underwater. He said, "You don't have to know how to do it. We'll tell you what, and we'll supply you all the equipment." So anyhow, these 42 guys, they all were colored, by the way. What they were house boys of all the admirals, you know, the higher ranks, so they could concentrate more on the war, you know, rather than doing their laundry or preparing their food, see. So I got along with them real good, you know. And the only bad part about it, some of my good friends I missed, you know. So, well, that's the story, I guess, of my life.
How long did the Battle of Midway last?
Oh, that's probably a month, no more than a month. That was the end of the war there, boy. They lost a lot of planes. And from then they had to go to Guadalcanal. That was a terrible, on that tape I got there, I'm listening to it now. That tape is a wonderful thing there. They listen to profiles of different people. Mm-hmm. Like Franklin D. Roosevelt was a very smart man. He had a close, intimate associate, Harry Hopkins. I'd like to know more about him. Anything that Roosevelt wanted to do, he would assign him to do it. He met Stalin, he went all over. And the poor guy was in bad health too. I never did see him, but he would be a good guy to know. I don't know, whatever. I'd like to get a book on him. See that, like, and that tape there tells you all the different books you could get, you know.
Well, I want to ask you about your, like, how did your family feel whenever you enlisted in the Navy? At that time, was that?
Well, my dad, he thought that was a wise move I made. I told my dad, "You're not supposed to tell where we're going or where you're at." Mm-hmm. I told him, "Well, what's the first sentence, the third word, that the first letter of that, and then the second sentence, the third word, the second part of that word until I got Midway written out. That's how he knew where I was. See?
That was being clever.
Yeah.
What about you have two brothers. Were they also?
Yeah, I had the Leo. He's 90 years old, and he was on a cruiser. He was a radio man. You know, it was Morse code them days.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much talking. So,
Was he also in the Navy?
Yeah, yeah, we're all three in the Navy.
All three in the Navy.
Yeah, and then Robert, he's 88 now, and he was also in the Navy, and he got into what is it, grocery clerk or something like that. Very insignificant job, but they wanted him there on the East Coast. Because he says, I don't like to talk about experiences. I didn't do much.
So he never actually went to war, your youngest brother?
Well, this was right after the war.
Right after the war. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So were all three of you in World War II together? I mean, you weren't together, I realize, but all three of you were away at war at the same time?
Yeah, but different places, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now Leo was the only one actually at the war. You know. Well, no, you know, I guess Robert's 88.
Mm-hmm.
He can't do much. But I'm always glad to see him.
Yeah.
See, my birthday's coming up June 11th. I was born in 1921. And they're coming here, you know, they sent out invitations to them. And they're all coming.
Oh, good.
And the thing is, one thing I did, I took out a veterans insurance policy in 1942. I paid premiums every month, and that started building up, you know. So it was pretty substantial after I got out. And, you know, kept building up. We got 4% interest on that savings. So then whenever I want any money, I borrow from it, you know. Instead of beneficiaries get it, I would get it. See. So I guess about every couple of years, I get $1,000, and then I have Robert used to send it to me, but he got up in age, he couldn't operate anymore, so his daughter does it, Donna. So Donna sends me $50 every month, and that helps me buy Depends, you know, and soups, anything like that I might need.
Yeah.
I buy Scotch too, or not Scotch, but vodka.
Yeah. That's good. That's important.
I have gin right now every night, you know, but only 1 ounce, you know. And it takes about 36 ounces in a bottle. How I know that it was, I know a can of beer is 12 ounces. I thought it'd take about 3 cans to fill up a bottle of liquor like that.
Uh-huh.
So I'm down to about 32 of it right now. Yeah, I kind of look forward to that. It gives me something to do.
Sure.
I don't sleep too good at night, so I go up and down.
How long did you go without seeing your brothers?
What?
How long did you and your brothers go without seeing each other when you were away at war?
Oh, 3 years, 5 months, 3 days.
So you didn't see your brothers at all for that long?
Yeah, that's one thing about when I was growing up. We were poor, but at least we had something to eat. And then I would try. I was in grade school, and I tried to take odd jobs as much as I could to make some money. See, even going to going to grade school, I worked in the kitchen. Cleaning dishes and things. The woman there gave us 15 cents. That's what it cost those days to eat there. What's the cost these days for your kids?
15 cents for lunch, that's all?
How much? Yeah. How much?
I think it's around $3.
Wow.
Yeah.
It makes it different them days. It's just like when I got out of the service, I had to go look for houses to build or something to do all the time. And since my brother Robert was a carpenter too, he would help me out. We'd split the difference whatever we made. And one particular job, I had to build for a doctor a beautiful home with an architect plans. I had to be I had to follow the plans completely. The doctor was always worried that I wasn't going fast enough. I said, I can't change it. I said, whatever the architect specifies, I gotta wait for it. Glasses for the windows, grade A, rather than ordinary glasses. He wanted grade A. So it kept going and going on and on, but finally got done. Those days, that house cost $110,000. Now that would be $1 million. See, it don't take much.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
All right, Les, thank you for sharing your story with me.
All right.